ranking-wise, down to 30 in the world. Don't think that's on
as quiet as possible,
ability.
please. Frame-12, Mark Williams to break.
He basically hasn't played in all of the tournaments. That's the reason for it. Anyone that thinks he's outside the top 8 on ability, there's not much snooker, because he still is as good as ever. He doesn't do it every day, but today, very much a going day. He looks superb. And there's a long way between the two players now. 5-frame cushion. Okay, it could end up 8-all, but it seems a long way off, doesn't it, that Mark would win all 5 frames. Ronnie could really put this match away this afternoon. The form he's in.
Well, he thought he would leave that red that he took on safe, but it's not.
One.
The red that's just behind the bunch is available. Depends when Mark wants to go into the pack. Left himself purposely low on this, so this will bring a few into play, but he's got to make sure he doesn't let the cue ball drift to the cushion when he opens them up.
7.
That's not where he wanted the cue ball. Might be able to, well, he's not even looking at it. He might be able to drop the black in and leave the white just below the left middle pocket, and he will have the red to the right of the bunch available. Good cueing, and he's on that red. I think maybe he's not hit it hard enough. Oh, that's a bit careless. He put everything into the pot, which you can't blame him for. Only needed another 2 to 3 inches.
Well, he's playing a fairly simple safety shot there. Mark's often one to put the cue balls down in the corners rather than in behind a bolt colour. Don't think he could afford to take the risk and open the reds up any more. Always worth checking out any plants that's on there. Ronnie doesn't see anything. 2 reds at the bottom are fairly close to the right hand corner. Couldn't quite get to those. I think Mark can get to them, possibly. Perhaps a little bit too thin, but those 2 reds might interest him. If he's playing a safety shot, perhaps in behind the yellow this time. That's a weak safety this time from Mark Williams. It's not so much that he's left a pot on, he just feels that Ronnie might be able to get into more trouble.
Yeah, most players have a nice little game plan on these long matches. You play them in little mini sessions, and you've got 3-1 in your mind. And if you could win all 4, well, that would be a bonus. Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan could possibly win all 4 of this first session here this afternoon. Green and brown now slightly better placed to get in behind. Well, it looks as if he might be able to cue past the yellow and take this pot on. He's got a straightforward safety shot off the red to the left of the black, and he's kept Mark Williams away from the table, but he's cueing so well he must fancy this. Not a bad change of plan. And he's turned round and got down and didn't put everything into the safety. coming up to, well, 3 hours now.
That is a very good safety shot. He congested over on one side of the table. So Ronnie's got to find an escape plan. He's got a red. I think he can swing the cue ball across to the left, coming the other side of the black. Oh, well, he was meant to come to the left of the black directly, and straight into it. It looks really disappointing, but it's one of just a couple of mistakes he's made all afternoon. Can't get every shot right all the time. And it was troublesome, Dennis.
Yeah, it was. And there's a chance for Mark to get out to the pink here.
1.
I mentioned with our little chat before the match started here this afternoon with John Parrott that if there was any scrappy frames you'd fancy Mark Williams. He's a great break builder, loves to be in the balls, but if the balls go a little awkward, he's a past master at winning that type of frame, and they have gone a little awkward here. Black was knocked up next to the blue with that poor safety shot from Ronnie. And now that the pink's back on its spot, it's going to be tied up somewhat. So it's not a good chance by any means here.
7.
I don't know if that red to the right of the pink would be available into the right corner in a few shots' time. That would clear the pink.
Eight.
Didn't quite get into that as he intended. He could only play for green or brown here. Brown's the better shot to get back up to the reds. It was very awkward. Only just having a glance up at the monitor. Can't always see how the balls finish when you're more or less level with the table.
Mark Williams, 12.
A similar shot to the one that Ronnie got a little bit wrong last time. All the action is on one side of